11 seconds. That's it. That's the whole record. In 2002, a Turkish striker named Hakan Şükür kicked off, touched the ball exactly once, and buried it in the net. 11 seconds after the referee blew the whistle. Some fans were still walking to their seats. Some broadcasts hadn't even loaded the score graphic. Turkey was already celebrating a goal that most of the stadium didn't even see happen. That record has survived over 2 decades of World Cups. Faster players, better teams. Nobody's come within striking distance. 11 seconds to make history. Some players spend an entire career chasing a moment that big. He got it before you'd even find your seat. Speaking of things that sound made up, here's one that actually is stranger than fiction. The original World Cup trophy, solid gold, one of a kind, gets stolen in broad daylight in London, days before the tournament even starts. Scotland Yard gets involved. National panic. This is supposed to be the biggest event in sports, and the actual trophy is just gone. Days pass, nothing. Then the case gets cracked. Not by police, not by any investigation, by a dog. A mixed breed mutt named Pickles is out on a walk in South London, sniffing around a hedge, refusing to move. His owner finally checks it out, wrapped in old newspaper, shoved under a bush. The World Cup trophy. Just sitting there like trash. Pickles got a medal, got invited to the championship dinner. The thief was never fully identified. The most valuable trophy in sports, cracked open by a dog on a bathroom break. Now here's a stat that should be impossible. 2018 World Cup. France wins the whole thing. Their starting striker for every single match is Olivier Giroud. 7 games, full minutes most nights. Running the channels, holding up the ball, dragging defenders out of position. Every dirty job a striker's supposed to do. By the final whistle, when France lifts the trophy, Giroud's stat line says one thing. 0 shots on target, not one. In an entire World Cup. As the starting striker, for the team that won it all, Mbappé was scoring in the final. Griezmann picked up an individual award. And the guy leading the attack the whole tournament never once forced the goalkeeper into a save. People clowned him online, called him a passenger, but his job was never to score. It was to occupy 2 defenders so somebody else could find space. And it worked. France won it all. Sometimes the stat sheet lies. Speaking of matches that shouldn't have happened the way they did, West Germany and Austria play a group stage match. Both already know the exact score that sends them both through and eliminates a third team, Algeria, who isn't even on the field that day. Germany scores in the 10th minute, 1-0. Then 80 minutes of nothing. No real attacks, no real defense, just passing the ball sideways like a training drill, because that exact score gets both teams through. The crowd figures it out fast. Boos everywhere. Fans wave banknotes in the air, accusing both teams of buying the result. One furious fan burns his own country's flag. Commentators call it live on air, one of the most shameful matches anyone's ever broadcast. And Algeria? They'd already beaten West Germany earlier in the tournament. Massive upset. Didn't matter. They go home anyway. FIFA investigates. Finds nothing illegal. Passing backward isn't a crime. But the outrage was so loud that FIFA rewrote the rulebook. Every final group match now kicks off at the same exact time. Forever. One match, 40 years of consequences. We're only halfway through this list, and it's about to get a lot darker. This next one isn't about a rigged result. It's about players fighting for their lives. Zaire becomes the first team from sub-Saharan Africa to ever reach a World Cup. Massive moment. Then things fall apart fast. They get destroyed 9-0 by Yugoslavia, the worst defeat of the tournament. Their dictator, Mobutu Sese Seko, is furious. He'd personally funded this team. Personally promised them houses, cars, cash bonuses. So before their final match against reigning champions Brazil, he sends his presidential guards to the team hotel with a message. Lose by too many goals again and you don't come home. Not you're benched, not you're fired. You don't come home. and neither does your family. Zaire go out and play the fight of their lives against Brazil. Late in the match, still hanging on, one of their defenders sprints out of the wall before Brazil can even take a free kick and just boots the ball away. A moment broadcasters mocked for decades as some bizarre mistake. It wasn't a mistake. It was a man trying to run out the clock on his own execution. Final score, 3-0. Exactly the number that saved them. They flew home. Their careers were over within the year. Mobutu cut all funding for the sport the moment the plane landed. They didn't lose that game. They survived it. As if that wasn't dark enough, here's a team that lost their country entirely. Austria qualifies for the World Cup in France. Strong squad, real contenders. Some historians even think they could have won it. 3 months before the tournament starts, Nazi Germany invades and annexes Austria. Just like that, the country stops existing on the map. No Austria, no Austrian government, no Austrian Football Federation. The team that had already qualified, already trained, already booked their spot in the tournament, has to withdraw. Not because they lost a game, not because of any football decision, because the nation they were supposed to represent got erased before they ever got to play. Some of their best players were actually absorbed into the German squad instead, playing for the very country that just wiped their own off the map. An entire World Cup campaign, canceled by a political takeover nobody on the team could stop. One team never got to play. This one did, for a country that already stopped existing. 2006 World Cup, Germany. One of the competing nations is Serbia and Montenegro. 5 days before their opening match, the country officially splits in two. Montenegro votes for independence. Serbia and Montenegro, as a single nation, stops existing. The tournament starts 4 days later. So this team takes the field, wears the jersey, plays under a flag, representing a country that had already been dissolved before kickoff. They lose every group match, finish dead last, concede 10 goals in one game alone, and then they go home to 2 separate countries. The national team itself splits the same way the nation did. Some players now representing Serbia, others representing Montenegro, a country that hadn't even fielded a football team before. A squad that played an entire World Cup as a ghost of a nation that had already stopped being real. 3 ghost nations, 1 dictator's threat, a stolen trophy solved by a dog. After all that, this last one almost feels gentle. 2022 World Cup. Argentina wins it all. Paulo Dybala is on that roster. Here's his playing time for the entire tournament, 39 minutes. Not 39 minutes per game, 39 minutes total, across the whole World Cup. That's barely enough time to sit through a sitcom episode. He barely touches the field, mostly watches from the bench, while Messi and Mbappe put on one of the greatest finals ever played. Then penalties happen. Argentina needs someone to step up. Dybala walks up, takes his kick, and scores. 39 minutes of actual football. 1 World Cup winner's medal. Forever. So somewhere between Şükür scoring in 11 seconds and Dybala barely playing at all, the World Cup keeps proving the same thing over and over. It doesn't care how much time you get, just what you do with it. Which one of these still doesn't sit right with you?